Bob Moyer has a report near the Hamilton bench. Bob?
Well, Donnie Henley has had to sit this one out because of knee injuries. Donnie, were you surprised by the start of your ball club today?
Pleasantly surprised, really, I might say. I'm not really surprised, but I knew the boys were up. I was talking to them in the dressing room, and I knew they were ready.
Zuger to punt, third down. Not one of his better efforts. The bounce at the 10-yard line to Copeland. And that's all for Jimmy as he slips and falls. The kick traveled 39 yards. The return negligible. The Argonauts, Bernie, getting in worse field position all the time as this game progresses.
They haven't had good field position, Don. That's right. They moved the ball quite effectively the last series, though.
Bill Simons. He could go. Midfield. They are not going to catch Bill Simons. Touchdown! "100 yards, Bernie."
This is a great effort by Bill Simons, and it'll show you the speed of this big back. Once he gets out there, he's out racing some pretty fast people back there. And there goes Bill Simons' big bid for that Shenley Award early in his football game.
And it was Smith, or at least Swift, who made the block to get him free as the play opened up. Just listen to that crowd. Man with the point after. Two flags. The kick was through, but Hamilton offside. The point is going to stand. It's 14-7 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. 10 minutes into this Eastern Conference sudden-death semifinal game, and it's also sudden excitement, Bernie.
Don, it's great excitement. It's a fine football game so far. The fans are certainly getting a great spectacle out there. Simons on that long run, and of course Zuger opening up with his long run, 31 yards for that first TD. And there's been pass interceptions, there's been good blocking, good hard tackling. This adds up to a real fine, tough, hard football game for the rest of this afternoon.
They are one touchdown apart as Dave Mann gets set to kick to Turret, 39. Andrew Fleming, 21, going back near the 5-yard line. At the goal line, Dave Fleming. The ball popped up free down there. Dewey Lincoln scooped it up. They rule it is all over at the 5.
Look, that's a reverse on that particular play, Don. There was a reverse on a kickoff, and the ball looked like it could have popped loose. We'll see it here with Fleming handing off and number 54 knocking down Lincoln at that point. There was a lot of shoulder bumping, too, after. 54 is Harrington.
So they keep the ball at the 5. Hamilton, the handoff to Lincoln, stopped right there. First down. Willie Bethia. Slithering through near the 10-yard line for a gain of close to 5. Stopped by Harrington and Wadsworth. Second down and just better than 5 to go for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. As this exciting battle of the two rushing offenses continues at C&E Stadium in the first quarter. Too far for Beatty, too short for Alan Smith, incomplete. Let's check now with Ernie Afaganis near the Toronto bench. Ernie?
Don, I just talked to Simons, and I asked him when he thought the play broke and when he was getting ahead of the two people chasing him. He said, I don't know. I just ran and ran and ran and was hoping no one would get me, and they didn't.
That was his longest this year. Previously, he ran 75 yards. Zuger will kick from the end zone. Copeland supervising the ball as it bounces into touch at the 50-yard line of Toronto, or Hamilton. And the Argonauts have the best field position they've enjoyed all day after that 40-yard punt. First down from the Hamilton 50. 3:52 to play in the first quarter, 14-7. Hamilton still leading. Taylor breaks out to the left. Jim Dillard. Good opening. First down.
Cut back on this play and picks up that big yardage for first down. Watch him cut here. His blockers are out in front. His guards make a fine block on the end in the corner, and he picks up that valuable yardage.
First down from the 37.5. Simons this time. Heavy traffic. Short yardage, maybe 3 at the 34. Stopped by Miller, number 35.
That going gets rough up in that middle up in there whenever nobody's out of that backfield. The middle linebacker isn't pulled out of that spot. And Miller was right there waiting for Simons, number 33, to come in that time.
The game was 4. They are 2nd and 6 from the 33 of Hamilton. Dillard the setback. Neil Smith. No good at the 20-yard line. He was given a shot by Riddell, who thought the pass possibly might be complete, then a fumble, but it's ruled incomplete. They bring it back, 3rd down. And there's a timeout on the field at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter. The score is Hamilton 14 and Toronto 7.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea in the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and the stars to steer her by, and the wheels kick, and the wind's song, and the white sails shaking, and the gray mist on the sea's face, and the gray dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again. For the call of the running tide is a wild call, and the clear call of an eager meeting line. And all I ask is a windy day, with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gulls play and the whales way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep, and a sweet dream when the long trip's over.
Canadian Pacific ships carry travelers to Europe, cargo between Canada, Britain, and Europe, sun lovers on Caribbean cruises. Canadian Pacific serving you in so many ways.
Dave Mann will attempt a field goal. The Ticats having stalled the Argo offensive series. It'll come from the 41-yard line. One man back to receive it, Tommy Grant. It is good. He just got it over the crossbar, Bernie, and that is all.
That's all it takes, Don. Right over the crossbar between the uprights and it's 3 points. And look what the score is now, 14-10 in the first quarter of this ball game. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. This looks as though it's going to be a real classic football playoff game.
These teams have scored the 24 points. They scored 13 in the entire game last time. Bill Riddell in the backfield, a throw. Coffey has it taken away by Ed Learn. That is indeed a new wrinkle with the extra quarterback, Riddell. Back there with Zuger.
Here it is. Billy Riddell setting up and throwing a long pass. And watch this save by number 15. Ed Learn. That was a fantastic save on that particular play.
And so it reverts to 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line. One quarterback in there now, Zuger. For Coffey, good at midfield. The gain is 20.
Tommy Joe Coffey right out between the corner linebacker and the deep halfback Arenz catching that ball for the first down.
And the feet came down just inside the field of play, so it's a catch. From midfield, Hamilton, first down. Fleming has maybe 3 yards near the 52. Marvin Luster, number 27, was the man to meet him for Toronto. 2.5-yard gain, 7.5 to go for Hamilton on 2nd down. They still lead 14-10, but the Argonauts have made a miraculous recovery after falling 2 touchdowns behind in the first 5 minutes of play. Cougars receiver Tommy Joe Coffey slipped. Ed Learn, 15, was defending. And it's going to be 3rd down. Still 7.5 yards to go for Hamilton.
Don, the Tiger Cats do have a few new wrinkles in their offense. They're switching number 22, Smith, into the backfield and out of the backfield, changing up with 21, Fleming. And then on this particular occasion, going to number 75, Tommy Joe Coffey from a tight end position.
Ruger will kick to Copeland and Learn. Copeland calling for it at the 7-yard line. Back near the 13. Cut down there by Wilbert Scott, number 58. And the flag is up. A minute to play, less than that, in the first quarter at C&E Stadium. 4 points between these teams competing to go on to meet the Ottawa Rough Riders in the Eastern Final starting next week. Simons is caught at the 20-yard line by Al Miller. That play very ominously resembled the start of the previous long game.
You will see number 35, Al Miller of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, follow number 33, Simons, all afternoon. It looks to me as though he's been tabbed as the man to look after Billy Simons, because everywhere Bill Simons goes, so does number 35, Al Miller.
2nd down and 4 from the 20-yard line of the Argonauts. The ball was caught by Irwin with Richardson draped right around him.
There's Irwin on a short out, and that's a fine catch because Richardson was right all over him, Don.
Got a free piggyback ride for the yard they gain. 3rd and 2, they'll have to punt. Dave Mann comes in as the Tiger Cats send back their 2 punt return men, Dave Fleming and Tommy Grant on the series, standing near the 45 of Hamilton. Tremendous punt. Fleming at the 24. Tries to pop the hole and gets back to the 38-yard line where Charlie Bray brings him down and the gun sounds. At the end of the first quarter, the score is Hamilton 14, Toronto 10. We'll have more CFL playoff action after this message.
When we say that you get good service at a Canadian Pacific hotel, we mean good service. Wherever you go, whether you stay at the Chateau Frontenac in Quebec City, the Palliser Hotel in Calgary, the Saskatchewan Hotel in Regina, the Empress in Victoria, or at any of the other fine Canadian Pacific hotels across the country. Canadian Pacific, serving you in so many ways.
With Bernie Filoni, Ernie Afaganis, and Bob Moyer, this is Don Chevrier, C&E Stadium, Toronto, Quarter 2, Eastern Conference sudden death semifinal game. In the West tomorrow, the Eskimos and Stampeders will do the very same thing. That is, try to get into their conference final in a semifinal playoff. Then, of course, next weekend, it'll be the winner against Saskatchewan. CBC Television will bring you a color cast of that game from Taylor Field, Regina, next Saturday afternoon. After Dave Mann's booming kick, traveling 64 yards in the air, Hamilton first down, 38. Riddell's in there again as a running back. And he has the first down at the Hamilton 50.
Billy Riddell taking over for number 22, Smith, running on that option play where he almost completed it last time to Tommy Joe Coffey, except for that great defensive play by Learn, is running the football here and shows that he can run that rollout from quarterback position if he ever gets in there.
Smith is back in this time. You saw Riddell go to the bench. Zuger to the blind side, hit by Pete Martin. And Ernie Afraganis has a report from the Toronto bench. Ernie?
And I've got Dave Mann here. Dave, you're really hoisting that ball. Your ball club looks like it's going to come back.
Well, this is the time we come back. I mean, if I'm kicking the ball, it's only because I'm just pressure on this game. That's
You're
all.
ready.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Total offenses first quarter showed Hamilton with 174, Toronto with 128. Bear in mind, Simons had 100 of those yards in his touchdown run. Fleming hit and can't hold the ball at midfield by Dick Thornton. And Hamilton's string runs out at 3rd and 10. Speaking of Dave Mann, he outkicked Joe Zuger on average in the first quarter, 59.5 to 41.3. Zuger, the top punter in the Eastern Conference, with an average of better than 48 this year. Bad snap to him. Copeland at the 28. Pollard at the 33-yard line. Brought down there by Bob Story. The punt traveling 43 yards. The Argonauts now with a 4-point deficit start out first down at their 33 in the second minute of play. In the second quarter, 14-10 for Hamilton. Taylor sets out to the right. Dillard with the ball. Has 5 yards near the 38. Contained by Al Miller, number 35, and Angelo Mosca right there, too. Ernie, there are bound to be bruises along about 4:30 this afternoon showing up on both these teams.
They're really hitting hard out there, Don, and there has to be a lot of bruised individuals when this ball game is over.
Smith to the left, number 20. Prophet split hand right. Backs in motion left. Gabler had Smith open, but as he looked up to hit him, he was hit himself by Angelo Mosca. And the loss takes the ball back near the original line of scrimmage. The 32-yard line, 3rd and 11.
Just goes to show you, Don, that the rush that was being put on these quarterbacks, Ted Martin, number 77, came in for the Argos against Zuger, and there's Mosca, 68, for the Tiger Cats against Gabler.
Dave Mann. Neither man wanted to take the ball as they got confused. Finally, Fleming scoops it up and is surrounded. Grant and Fleming really got their signals crossed through.
I think they did. Both those men back there have to talk to each other, Don, and if they don't talk with each other, this is exactly what happens. One says, I got it, you take it type of thing, and nobody gets it.
And Rustic has a word with Grant coming out just to explain the procedure in a situation such as that. So from the 23-yard line, Hamilton will start out first down. 11:45 remaining in the second quarter. Ticats lead by 4 points. The extension to Alan Smith. And at the 33-yard line, Smith will be one away from the first down. Luster and Aldridge with the tackles for Toronto at the sideline. Alan Smith hasn't looked this good in a month, Bernie. He's really having a fine start in the game.
He made a great save on that particular lateral from Zuger. Was a little bit high. Joe was rushed on the occasion and had to pitch it quite quickly, and it was a little bit high, but Smith made a good save.
Fleming at the 35-yard line should have the Hamilton first down. They needed just about one. Nextel and Petrich filled in the hole there. But the Ticats have the first down with no difficulty. 11:07 remaining now. As Joe Rustic, always experimenting, always willing to try something new, makes a change. 72 Christian almost went to the wrong bench for a while there, but out he comes as Tommy Grant is in. Incomplete. Wadsworth was riding Fleming pretty close.
Mike Wadsworth, we talked about this last week, Don.
We'll talk about it more in a moment. The timeout on the field at the 4.5-minute mark of the second quarter with the score, Hamilton 14 and Toronto 10.
You're going on the car. There's another car. No, out it. There's another car. That's a pink car. Don't you girls know anything? These are special cars that carry first readings on reserves. Wow, look at the big three-story drop carrying all those cars. Hey, there's some piggyback, too. Get out of my way. I can't see. Hey, you guys, look what's coming now.
Remember the days when there were only two kinds of railway cars? The kind for people and the kind for freight. Now at Canadian Pacific, we use over 60 different kinds of freight cars alone. This not only makes us a better railway, but it makes train watching more fun. Canadian Pacific, serving you in so many ways.
John, Mike Wadsworth, number 59, was defending on that last screenplay. At the tackle, stands in the line and waits for a screen or a draw. And that particular time, he had Fleming, number 21, all wrapped up. It was bordering on interference.
Second down. Flag flies that time, but the catch is made. And walking into the end zone is Christian. But let's see what that marker meant. Back at the 40-yard line. Holding against the Hamilton Ticats.
There's the play. Jimmy Dye makes a stab, but look at Christian lumber into the end zone. All for nothing because there was a penalty on that particular play that will nullify it.
The play covering 75 yards is brought back. Gibbs Sagan, the referee-in-chief, having a conference with his staff and representatives of both teams. The signal we got was holding against Hamilton. Now a call against Toronto. One each way, and the ball stays at the 35-yard line. It'll be second and 10.
Hamilton penalized for illegal use of hands. Second down over.
For Coffey, no good. Learn and Arends colliding, preventing the sure interception at the 32-yard line. And it's third and 10, Hamilton.
Learn and Arends made a great play on this, but they collided, as you see, and Tommy Joe Coffey was deep in behind him. Joe Zuger was going for the bomb on two occasions. One was completed to Christian for nothing, and Tommy Joe Coffey almost, if the ball had been there a little bit further, was on his way too.
Low snap to Zuger. The punt is away. Copeland, 21-yard line. And he ducks out just inside the 30 for an 8-yard return. Bob Story stopping him there. The kick traveled 54. That is Joe Zuger's best kick today. 9:43 remaining until halftime. The score is unchanged from the first quarter. 14-10 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Bobby Taylor, 24 at the bottom, set right. Flag thrown. Dillard for 5 yards at the 35 is caught by Al Miller and Wilbert Scott. Illegal procedure called against Toronto. There's Sagan with the signal.
Number 68, Bill Frank, was in motion and tried to get back in time, but didn't quite make it on that particular play down.
That would cost them 5, back near the 24. First down repeated, but they have 15 to go. Donnie Henley with crutch in hand after knee surgery at the Hamilton bench. Gabler is in trouble. The release into the ground at the 30-yard line. The closest eligible receiver, I suppose, was Jim Dillard, but Danny Nicolette was a lot closer to the ball.
Billy Ray Loughlin making his bid for that Shenley Award also, Don, putting on a real tight rush, real fast rush and hard, and Wally Gabler had to get rid of that football, and just as he did, he was sitting on the 5-yard stripe.
Second down, still 15. Gabler's only 1 for 6 in passing today. For Smith, he is going to go all the way. Argonauts take the lead.
Down on that play, that was a roll, semi-roll to the left, and Smith coming back against the grain, catches the ball on number 15, Teddy Page, and races all the way into the end zone to put the Argonauts ahead.
86 yards, the length of the pass and run. It's 16-14 Toronto. Man will attempt to make it 17-14 with Gabler holding. He does. Argonauts getting down 14-0 have come back to score 17 consecutive points. And this is what they call explosive, exciting playoff football.
Certainly is, Don. And Teddy Page had a rough morning. He had to be in Buffalo to check with the United States Marines to see whether or not he was going to be around. And he did come around, and I wonder if now, at this particular point, if he wishes that he should have been able to stay there.
Man will kick off to turret number 39, and Dewey Lincoln back with him, number 20, standing near the Hamilton goal line. Alan Smith, the shadow man, 22. 17-14 Toronto, midway through quarter 2, sudden death, Eastern Conference semifinal game. Here's Mann's kickoff. Turek at the 12. Rocked at the 30-yard line by Chuck Liebrock, number 52. The return 18, the kickoff traveling 53 of the Tri-Cats now. Down for the first time today. Will start out from their 30, first down. I suppose Frank Clare, here to scout the game for Ottawa, just got a nice notebook full of Hamilton plays in the first quarter, and now he's copying down some Argonaut notes. Alan Smith has 5 yards with the reception